To say it feels a little weird to be leaving from the same spot that Austin was last seen. I'm headed into kind of a different area than I was expecting to after talking with those hunters. I did want to go directly up to the cliffs, but I had the same concerns that they mentioned, that there's these stair-step cliffs and just going up a really steep rock scree. There's stories about cougars and bears being aggressive. Doesn't make me feel very good. I usually don't carry a sidearm when I'm out in the wilderness, even when I'm by myself if I'm on a trail. But being out here where I'm going off trail, I'm kind of invading another species space, and I just want to keep myself protected and be smart. Okay, so I'm regretting doubting myself and following those hunters' advice. I know they've been around here a lot, and they did say this, that there's all these trees that are down here because they're not allowing the forest fires here. But without the forest fires, the huckleberries don't grow. So it's a mess. All right, it looks like I've come across some path here and this is an established path. It must be some sort of old trail. I don't know, maybe it was the old Sawtooth Mountain trail. But it looks to me more like it's been carved out and maintained. Maybe it's just heavy use, but I don't know. Well, I'm really happy to be making it into the denser forest now. Now that I'm out of the berry fields where they've cut it down a bunch of trees to keep the berries growing, it's so much more clear and open, and yet it's darker, and kind of I really feel the reality of being alone out here now. And I am having a hard time just seeing through all the trees which direction to go. It's just up, and I'm just following my compass to go in the right direction. I was just rechecking my direction by my compass, assuming my compass is working, and finding myself headed off in a completely, well, I was headed, was it west, north, west instead of southwest, which is a pretty big difference, almost 90 degrees off. I'm headed that way again. I can feel the PCT over there. Maybe it's drawing me in. Your mind, remember reading this story about how your mind will triangulate your position. And some people are connected to it more than others, but you're constantly working like a computer to reposition yourself. The problem is when you're out in forest and you can't really see anything but trees, you can't triangulate. You can't reference where you're at. And that is where you run into problems and you can end up going in circles. So I'm reaching the cloud line here today, and it's getting steeper up here, starting to open up over there. So I think I'm getting in the right place where I'm going to start seeing some rock, the cliffs pretty soon, I hope. Why would somebody cut these trees out here in the middle of nowhere? Oh wait, I hit the trail. I feel like I was waylaid by sirens with the rainbow family and the hunters and all interesting stuff, and I guess it's really helpful, but I'm just way off a schedule now, and also coming up this other way was just a ridiculous way to come, because there's so much brush and it just was taxing and it took a long time. And I'm back where I was last time on the PCT here. Actually, I'm on the Sawtooth Mountain trail right now. Just took off of it, and I think I'm going to go off through the woods here again around and see if I can skirt around the edge. But I don't know, we'll see what I find. I didn't have my coffee this morning. I thought the chai tea was going to do it too, and it just wasn't enough. I think I need that kick in the morning, but I'm gonna have to make a decision whether to keep going or turn around here soon. It's getting late in the day. All right, I'm coming to the first honest to goodness switchback as the mountain gets steep here. I'm gonna head off through the woods here, see if I can get under this cliff. Alright, I'm definitely getting into a steep rocky section here, but I think that cliff or overhang is still a long ways off, and yeah, I still think I could have just come up almost on it and skirted down below it. But hear that? I think I might be getting close. There were a whole bunch of frogs on that outcrop of rock, and I'm hearing frogs as I go along here up there, so I may be getting close. Wow, I'm just not getting over this view. It's amazing. Well, somebody's been up here before. Could have been anybody. It's a little flat spot to camp here too. Whoever it was tiled up some rock here too, perhaps for cooking. Be a great view. All right, it goes back into forest here. A very inviting forest. Nothing like walking into foggy trees to lift the spirits. Well, I think I'm gonna head back. I haven't even hit that first set of cliffs with that view yet, and I feel like it's been kind of a waste of time today. I guess I was able to search an area, but I didn't even get to the first spot where there was actually a real cliff, and I guess I know for next time. I feel like I don't know. I guess it was helpful. It was really helpful to talk with the hunters, because the way I was thinking about going in, I think wouldn't have benefited me because of the multiple layers of cliffs up the shelves that there is. And yet the second way that they suggested was not good, and I should have thought about that and trusted my instincts on that a little bit more. And I don't know, maybe it's this way at the end of every day, but I just feel a little, I don't know, stumbling through the woods in the fog and wet by yourself is a little, a bit of a downer. I think in the morning I feel good about it, but by the end I'm like, yeah, I want to go home. So that's what I'm gonna do. Well, as it turns out, I did make it to the rocky outcropping, and I passed it. I just went underneath of it and didn't know. So I am excited about that. I made one of my goals. So progress. Now to get back. Interesting. I just heard something like bounding and thumping through the forest down here, like crashing. And it was making a sound like an owl, sort of. I couldn't hear it really well. Guessing it was an elk making some sort of or deer maybe whistling. Didn't quite sound like that, but not that good. Don't try it.